Hello, chat. Hope
Hello.
you all are doing
That
well.
doesn't really know what it is yet either. Oh.
We are here. Toby's busy today, so they will not make it. Ponto will be doing Ponto things.
Ponto will be
Ponto's
drunk.
deactivated.
Ominous.
Ponto is still drunk from the moonshine from last session.
Ponto's like the snail in Adventure Time. You just have to look in the background to see if you can spot him.
But yes, if you're all good and ready, we will pick up with session 52.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
Full deck.
Let's see. I should organize my tabs better. That's good enough. Let me get the recap open. And that open. Perfect. I have so many tabs open. I have way more open than usual, and I usually have plenty open. But yes, you all see, as you did last time, sitting behind their desk is Esther. Esther looks towards where the camera would be, looks towards the fourth wall. Welcome back, folks. Let's delve into today's news. Last time, the party managed to get into the Rat Den Squeakeasy, where they met Sanchez, my orc associate, who was having himself a feast. Sanchez told the party about the nature of the tapestry through which magic of Volscaria flows. The holy war between the fates that brought about the current era, the age of punishment, and about the dangers of the fog and descending. Sanchez suggested the party do some preparations and learn what they can about the fog before venturing into it, including perhaps looking into getting firearms from the smith. The party partook of the local food and drink, and met another of my associates, a goblin man named Preston, who mentioned that the person the party is being sent into the fog to find is probably still alive. He mentioned he could still make contact with him using his ring, but he didn't receive a response from him. Preston gave the party magical stones that could bring them back to the office should anything go horribly wrong. He mentioned if the party didn't have to use them, he'd like them back since they were quite expensive. The party went to the smith in town, who sold firearms to them, and then to the apothecary in the market square. And afterwards, the party made their way to the park, where they met Nautica, the priestess, who, after some convincing, agreed to get the party audience of Romulus. The party was taken to Luminaire Palace, where the group met Romulus, the governor of Homidor. Romulus mentioned to the party that the mist latches on to those who have bonded to the tapestry, something the tapestry hasn't quite done with the party yet. He also mentioned that he could offer something to help them if they could bring back the core of a fallen star from the mists that landed to the north between Homidor and Grislakia, to which the party agreed. In exchange, the group was given a wish stone, a powerful multi-sided stone that could grant a wish so long as the fates willed it be. The party thanked Romulus and headed back to the office, planning to head out soon into the mists beyond. And that's where we pick up. I can't wait to see what they get up to this time. And that is indeed where we pick up. So, you all have just departed from the palace, and you decided you were heading back to the office. Let's see here.
The little 8-bit figures are walking along the map.
Yeah. As far as getting back to the office, well, you're not too accustomed to the city yet. You're able to find your way back pretty easily, nonetheless, after weaving through the noble district. And once back at the office, you see that Esther, as well as Sanchez and Preston, are making plans. And Esther will kind of nod at you all when you walk in. Good. You all are back.
Yep.
Did you finish your preparations?
Oh, we purchased the items that you pointed out to us with, I guess, with the help from Sanchez.
We have a couple of things that might help as well, Sanchez. And Sanchez sets down a briefcase on the table, opens it up. I figured you all would want something to carry it in, so put everything nice and neat in here. As was promised, these rings, while they can't stop you from ascending entirely, they should certainly help ward against the fog. So I'd suggest each of you wear one of these. And he passes each of you what looks to be a white ring. In the center of it is the inscription of what looks to be a angel wing.
Oh my, we barely know each other.
Oh, no, this isn't a proposal.
Oh, so Pom
Not yet.
looks very, very, very slightly disappointed, but mostly relieved.
But yes, these rings should help. The way it was described to me is it helps kind of ward the mist off. It's almost as though it clings to you before you ascend. So, helps make you a bit more resilient to it.
Oh, that's good.
But along with that, included a couple of potions in there that should you run into anything harmful, it should help. And you can see that there are 4 potions of healing in there as well. Aside from that, I'm not sure how useful this will be, but I did meet a fellow who did venture into the mist before, and some of the Ascended they defend well against normal weaponry, so this salve here you can apply to a weapon, and it should help make them more effective. You see, he holds up a small vial with this kind of a like ocean blue liquid in it that has a slight glimmer to it. You spread that on the weapon, it'll have the bite of magic behind it.
Would this also work for the shotguns? You said they were called?
Yes, for those, you'd simply spread it on the barrel.
Alright. That sounds simple enough.
Preston, did you have anything to give them? Well, aside from those stones I gave you, which, again, if you don't need to use them, then don't. I'd like those back. I could get my money back if you don't need them. But I mean, aside from that, I don't really have anything. I will say, though, just a bit of advice. I have been into the mists before. And you're gonna hear and see all kinds of strange things. Don't let it get in your head. Because those things, I don't know how true it is, but I've been told that they can smell fear.
Right.
Oh, it's just delightful.
If only there was some way to switch off here.
But I believe you all should be just fine. And, of course, if you do manage to bring back our colleague, well, that would be wonderful, but if, they're dead, it's kind of what I expected. He's not dead. Preston said that he could sense that he was out there, so I have faith that the fella's alive. Speaking of which, the person you're looking for is named Sinclair. Looking for a Lizardfolk man.
What are the odds that if we call for him, something else might appear calling itself that, and we bring something bad back out of them? It's just, how do you know it's really him?
Suppose you could ask him a couple of questions. Well, honestly, if he's ascended, in terms of speaking, he'd be incoherent. We've not met an ascended that could actually speak properly. They kind of lose that faculty. But yeah, there's no mistaking him if you do find him. Lizardfolk fellow, bit thin, lanky, has big pair of spectacles and carries around a handgun on his hip. But I know he does not like to shoot.
Right. Noted.
Well, we wish you luck. Just be careful.
We'll do our best.
I do have one question.
Yes, what's your question?
Do these creatures are they considered as undead?
They'd be divine creatures, celestials.
Even better. Thank you.
But yes, I'm sure you all do just fine, and we'll be waiting for you when you get back. And if you need to use those stones that Preston gave you to get out of there, don't hesitate to. If you think you're truly in danger, protect yourselves.
Right. We thank you for providing the necessary equipment, and we hope to see you shortly.
Yeah, we don't want to send you in there unprepared. There's
No, of
only
course not.
so much you can do to prepare for something, as dangerous as the mists are. But I'll have more peace of mind knowing that everyone did all they could.
Right, I'm prepared for anything, so
this should be easy enough.
Yes, and you'll have to come back. After all, I still need to taste that cake of yours. He kind of nods at you, Barney.
You have my word. You don't have to worry about us. We'll be back shortly. I hope, and I don't say hopefully, definitely. We'll definitely have your friend alive and within our care.
All right. You all head out.
Yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys. Let me open the city map. There we go. But yes, you all depart from the office and start to make your way out towards the city walls, where you're met with a couple of guards standing watch. They look to you. Hello. You aren't planning on heading out, are you?
Actually, yeah, we're rescue mission.
Well, it's not our place to stop you, but I'm sure you know quite well the dangers that lurk out there.
We have been informed. We have necessary preparations, so we hope to be back in one piece.
Well, fate's guide you. Best of luck. They'll stand aside and let you through.
Barney will, he'll just nod at them and, walk through the gate.
Yeah. You all head out and into the wilderness. As you start to make your way out of the city, it seems pretty normal for the most part at first. You're heading out past kind of a forested area along the main trail. You can see that there aren't any signs of travel for what looks to be quite a while. There are no treads from carriages or footprints. It seems to be widely just untrodden ground. But you all continue on your merry way.
I'm not sure if merry is the word I'd use for this mission.
Your grim way, I guess.
That's the optimistic word for it.
Yeah, that is definitely the optimistic word for it. But my question is, who is leading the group as you guys are heading out?
Who has the best passive perception?
Well, I have a +5 in survival.
Actually, I have a +7 in survival and passive of 21. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I got a +6, passive 16.
Oh, my passive perception's 21. Uh-oh.
My passive perception is 11. My bangs are on my eyes.
Yeah,
It would be 22 if you had.
It was 22 in the scene with Talos.
By the way, in South Africa, we call bangs a fringe. I didn't know what bangs were until a long time after I heard the word, because I was just like, what does that mean? We just call it a fringe.
Interesting. So yeah, whoever would like to, go ahead and make me that survival check as you all depart.
Yeah.
Oh?
I volunteer candles.
Yeah.
Surprise, I'm here.
So, hello.
Wait, who are we volunteering?
Oh.
He's awake.
Yeah,
You're in the mist now.
volunteering. We're volunteering you.
Up.
For what?
Deploy the
Don't worry about
emergency ponto.
For what?
We're rolling a perception check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Survival, I think.
Oh, survival.
that's
My,
no problem.
sorry.
I got
Yep.
this.
Sorry, I heard
just-
like Tom say passive perception.
We just need you to wear this harness and leash.
I lied. I don't got this. That was a 6.
Okay.
I actually also rolled, and I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20.
For 25.
Very nice.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's better. I did 23.
22.
Nice.
I didn't even make it above double digits.
It's
You're
the
hungover.
yeah.
Yeah, he a little
Yeah.
messed.
Gunther got
He
19.
drank his body weight in liquor and immediately died.
It happens.
And
Tapanto.
he rose again on the third day.
Above table, if you ever need to like really put Ponto to sleep, like if he's really being overwhelming, just give him liquor. He can't handle his alcohol. He's
I
like
believe
2
that
pounds.
that kind of parenting is frowned upon these days.
Oh yeah, very likely. But this
Yeah,
also
but-
isn't a child.
Yeah,
How
you're the
old is
oldest
he?
person in the party, I think.
One of the oldest people in the party and one of the most criminal people in the party. So sometimes you just gotta put the annoying child to sleep.
Noted.
And a very adult and reasonable way of convincing him to drink liquor.
Yeah.
Just
With
make
a
sure it's not the
little sippy
spicy ones.
Little sippy cup.
Yes.
Gunther's just walking around with Ponto on his shoulders, and he's like, "Here, man, have a little sippy cup. You're getting a little wild." Smash cut to 10 minutes later, and Ponto literally falls off of him.
Like a rotten fruit.
Like a frozen iguana.
So like our little 8-bit characters are walking around the map, and in the back there's like the little tiny coffin.
But yes, with that
Everyone does
nat
the coffin dance for a
20,
second.
you're able to kind of piece together, kind of looking at the map you were given, the map of Volscaria, and looking at the trails leading out from Homodor, you're able to, despite the untrodden path, begin to find your way. And as you all begin to stray from the city, as it starts to get small on the horizon behind you, the mists start to grow thicker. And around you is this very thick fog. You can't see too far out ahead of you. In your immediate area, you're able to see just fine, but looking out beyond is difficult. You can barely even see the towering trees above all the mist and fog. There is this frigid chill in the air as well that almost seems to get under your skin. But with the guidance of Barney, you all are able to start making your way in the direction of the outpost. But as you all are walking, you quickly start to notice things that are perhaps a bit unnerving. You notice some dead wildlife here and there. Some of it looks to be dead to natural causes. Some of it looks to be horrendously maimed.
Which might also be natural in a way.
And looking at some of the markings on some of those that are in such a grotesque state, at a glance, thinking perhaps a large bear or some other large natural predator could have caused it. These wounds seem unnatural in several ways. The bite marks there look far too large to be from anything that you've ever perhaps seen naturally roaming about woodland setting. Some of the gashes glow with a divine light. And interestingly enough, you notice on some of them you spot like a deer or a squirrel here and there. They have far more eyes than they probably should in their dead, unmoving state.
Uh-oh. Fong glances at Nadine and glances away quickly.
It's the side-eye meme where but instead of looking at your titties, you're looking at her eyes. Ponto's just kind of looking around at all the bodies like, ooh, look at all this waste!
You know,
It really is horrible.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Ponto's gonna hop down. What do you mean? It's still... Ugh.
And like I
Okay,
said,
Ponto's not gonna touch that. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm back
call
here.
up Gunther.
probably a good idea. The less we know of this, the better.
Ugh.
Ponto, as you hop down and kind of inspect some of the carcasses, you can see, very interestingly, these white feathers by some of them that seem to almost glow.
Are those the feathers of the Ascended?
Shiny.
Maybe.
Ponto is 100% gonna reach for the feathers.
Do we see him reaching for the feathers?
Yeah, you see Ponto reaching for the feathers.
Hey, you're gonna. I will pull Ponto away.
Can I roll a dex check to see if he can reach out his... Well, a sleight of hand to see if he reaches out his little fucking grippy child hands.
Yeah, I'll say.
Now that he... Like, as soon as he feels Gunther grab him, he's like, I gotta grab it now or this is the end.
I'll say make a contested check here. You make a sleight of hand check. Gunther, you make an athletics check.
Alright.
No, not today. That's a 3.
That's a 10.
Yoink.
Yeah, you manage to yoink him away as he's going to touch this thing.
Hoi! It's the shiny!
We got more shinies at home.
It's a new shiny!
We have shinies at home.
It's tinfoil.
It's Crow's job, Ponto.
What is Crow doing? Is Crow looking nervous or...
Crow is very confidently holding his letter opener.
Ponto has now made eye contact with Crow and is staring at him with such intense, like, rivalry of the fact that someone else said that this is his job.
Don't you dare touch my son.
How? And Ponto just sits there. Well, I have more shinies than you.
I have a gun now. Better watch yourself.
Is that a challenge?
That was
Ponto's gonna
Danelle
start
talking.
walking towards you like it's fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Fucking
5
Dio
seconds
walk.
into this mist.
2 seconds in this mist, and Crow and Ponto are gonna start fighting.
It's 5 minutes and we're already going Lord of the Flies.
I am the Lord of the Flies. Anyways.
Maybe we should press on. Oh no, Romulus said kind of on a time limit.
Yes.
Yeah, you make a fair point.
Yeah.
We should not be dawdling around these carcasses any longer. Lest we become a target for
Ponto's
something
gonna
big.
kinda deflate in Gunther's arms. Fine.
Is there anything above us that we can see circling the corpses?
Looking up, there doesn't seem to be. And very interestingly, looking up, even the mist kind of shrouds that above you. You can't even see the sun. And distantly, you all hear a strange sound.
Did everyone else hear that?
Most certainly
Yes.
did, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, sounded like an elk. Ooh, elk real tasty.
Ponto, that wasn't your stomach, was it?
No?
Okay, well, that's
Do I
concerning.
want to do the full... Do I want to make this a horror moment?
Yes. I mean, what?
Okay. No, permission. Woo. With him saying no, he's gonna double check. So he's gonna cast Alter Self on himself to extend his neck so he can fold it down to cure his stomach.
What?
I don't think y'all have fully grasped the concept of how amorphous Ponto is.
Guess not.
He gets Alter Self for free.
Ponto just does not have bones.
Oh, he
Boneless
has bones.
halfling.
He just can make them his own. He likes to change the shape.
Ponto, are you okay?
Oh yeah, it just seems that it wasn't my stomach. I guess I'm not as hungry as I thought I was, and he's gonna like slurp his head back into the right place.
I didn't know
Let's
you
keep
could
that in
do
mind.
that.
Oh, it's good that you're not hungry, because then you can focus on your surroundings. I think it's probably better we move quietly, yeah?
Yeah.
Agreed.
And with that,
In which direction was that noise?
it seemed to come from the east.
And we are moving.
You all are moving away from that. You're moving towards
Okay.
the north.
Oh,
The correct direction.
Well, you're kind of moving away from it, but kind of not. You're going northeast, and it seemed to come
Northeast,
from direct east.
Well, it seems far enough for now, so let's take the opportunity to put some more distance between us and whatever that is, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think I want to send Crow out to scout because he might get eaten.
Well, that's actually a pretty good idea.
To send him out to get eaten?
No, just send him to scout. Just, just a couple of paces ahead. We could,
Oh yeah, it would be such a shame if he suddenly disappeared.
How dare you?
I do think Barney has a point, though. One thing I could do is, if you're okay with it, Tom, I could use my shared sight. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. You literally have shared sight with Crow anyway. Never mind. Then I'll say this: we'll do our best to keep watch of Crow here. Try to take our eyes off him. But trust, we're not gonna let Crow get taken away.
She'll let him step up on her hand and she'll whisper some words of encouragement and safety to him and then let him fly off up ahead.
Crow will nod and indeed fly off up ahead.
So I'm kind of blind while this is happening, right?
Yeah, you're blind to your surroundings, but you're able to see through Crow's eyes.
I think Pom pokes out a hand, sort of flapping it around, looking for Nadine.
Yeah, Nadine will take your hand.
She'll give it a little squeeze because she is very scared.
As Crow scouts ahead, it's kind of hard to see through the mist, but what you are able to see as he's flying about, you see more You see more animal corpses, more animal carcasses, but as well as that, you see a couple of humanoid skeletons as well. They
Yep.
look to be pretty old, some of them, but a couple of them sit on a pile, and they look to be more fresh. The bones have been quite decayed. They look to be in pretty fresh condition, so much so that there's even still bits of blood and gore still clinging on to them.
Finally, some good food.
Saffron will look fresh as hell. Okay. She'll beam a little thought of caution to Crow. Is there a direction that the blood seems to be dragged in, or is it just sort of around the corpses?
It seems to just be pulled around the corpses. Something you notice about some of the older skeletons, though, is there are extra protrusions coming off of their bones. It's as though they've grown extra bones.
Were they in the process of ascending, I wonder?
It's a bit hard to tell, but I would say you can make me an Arcana or religion check.
Let's see. Both equally shit.
Oof.
Okay, that's a total of 8.
It's hard to tell since you've never seen
Yeah.
someone ascend before, but based on all the information you've been able to gather so far, it seems like that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Okay. I think she'll convey this to her party members quietly. And ask where they want Crow to look next.
As you're still kind of looking through Crow's view, Crow spies something that glints beneath the mist, down on the ground.
Oh no, it's baiting him in.
Uh-oh. Crow, don't do it.
Crow will kind of remain aloft until you give him any further instructions, but his gaze seems fixated on that glimmer.
Should we... Is it in the direction that we're moving already?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's keep moving and maybe have a look when we're there.
Right.
Yeah, you all press on, heading that
Nadine
direction.
can carry you around.
And after a bit of walking, you do see that pile of corpses up ahead, as well as Crow up in the air.
Do we hear, when we stand still, do we hear anything nearby that could have done the corpses as they are?
Make me a perception check.
Me or everyone?
Anyone who's listening out.
I got, let's see, an 18.
I can do a smell check with advantage.
I just got my peepers.
I rolled a 16 on that smell check.
The
I got a
air
17.
smells... It smells faintly of decay. You can't really sense some of the natural smells that you'd be used to in the forest. No animal scents about, just faint smell of decay and iron. And as you're kind of listening out, It is eerily silent. There is not but the sound of leaves falling every now and then, your own footsteps, the party's own breathing.
That is too much noise for my liking. Say, if anyone has that special weapon enhancement that makes it magic, perhaps it's a good time to start dipping your daggers in that or whatever you want to use it on.
That's a good point.
On another note, Ponto's going to turn invisible. He's not going to get off Gunther's shoulders. He's just turning invisible.
Yeah, you're able to do so.
He feels exposed. He's like his little predator tendencies, his little prey animal tendencies are kicking in, and he feels very, very exposed and very loud.
Yeah, Gunther, you see Ponto disappear, but you still feel the weight of him there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Barney unsheaths like his auric butterfly blade as well as the shotgun, and puts that magical I guess ointment on it.
Yeah, it's kind of an oil, a salve.
An oil, yeah.
Yeah.
Salve.
And as you
Gunther will
do
this.
it gives off a kind of faint grayish blue glow.
Did we decide who has that?
Who has the salve?
The salve. Yeah.
So there's enough for 2 weapons to be coated. So one of them would be on Barney's shotgun, and there's still one left.
One of the heavy hitters should probably use it.
These, they said that they're celestial. I'll make sure I can actually. I think I mostly just do double damage to like undead. So maybe it's better for Talos to get it. Just because Talos can actually hit a lot more.
Sure. Alice will apply it to his shotgun.
All right, yeah, you do so.
Time for some angels to lose their wings.
Okay, Bayonetta.
Right, so maybe we should be moving quietly then, yes?
Yeah, I didn't realize till now how quiet it is.
Yeah. It's a little too quiet.
Be careful what you say there.
Hopefully this isn't a stage play.
I hope not too, because they're playing a very dangerous game with an audience with a small feral creature sitting on top of a dragon. Could you imagine? This is a very PG show, and then like the clouds dissipate and Ponto's like devouring a body.
I mean, you literally devoured a vampire like almost like 30 sessions ago. So.
Yep. Yes, I did.
It's just like a very, very peaceful, family-friendly adventure, and then it just suddenly turns into like Friday the 13th.
As you guys are standing about, perhaps causing a bit of a start in some of you, there is a sound next to you as something falls into the leaves next to you. It seems to have a bit of weight to it, whatever it is.
Barney
in that direction.
Barney turns around and just aims the shotgun at it.
Looking in that direction, you see what looks to be a even more fresh corpse. It's landed face down in the leaves next to the tree. To which, looking up into one of the trees, you can see leaned against the branches, kind of skewered onto it, are more of those fresh corpses. This one seems to have fallen.
Right.
Now
We're
further up.
moving. We're moving now.
Or at least in the trees, man.
Sorry, Gunther.
I know. I only just asked. Is that all that's up there? Just like the creature skewered there, or is there someone like further up there?
Looking up, you can just see that there are more skewered corpses, but there doesn't seem to be anything that put them there that you can see.
Okay. Then yeah, I agree with Barney. Let's giddy up out of here.
Just waiting for us to turn around and we find AI Yorick again.
Yeah, you all press
Don't wish
on.
that upon us.
You continue to the northeast, and you can see, again, that glint that's on the ground that Crow seemed to have focused in on. And looking down at what it is, it appears to be a coin.
I vote we do not touch that.
We don't really need money or whatever this is.
And
I
you
want to tell Crow that just in case.
Yeah, Crow looks like he gets the message of, okay, don't touch the shiny.
Poor Crow. I'm sorry, baby. I will get you some shinies when we're back.
And you can see
It's a
that
fake shiny.
there's not just one coin, but kind of in a trail, there starts to be more and more of them. And
Oh, Crow is suffering.
looking ahead in that direction, following the coins, you can see what looks to be a rather large pile of them. And laying in that pile, you see a dead dragon.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
not
dear.
good.
What
could kill a
does it
dragon?
look like the dragon died of?
It's hard to tell. You can see where its scales have gashes to where there were either bite marks or cuts. It seems to have, very similar to some of the other corpses of the wildlife you saw, it has eyes sprouting out of it in certain places. Its wings are torn. It looks like it is in a terrible state. And interestingly, this looks very different from dragons you're used to back in Aurelia. This dragon is a lot longer. It's far more serpentine almost. Has more sharp features to it. And a lot less heft.
No, not the noodle dragons.
If these things killed a dragon, I don't think I want to meet them.
No.
Seems whatever has Archer is pretty powerful.
Would Echoes of the Past be a good thing to do here?
I can certainly try.
Would it take
Well,
so long that it might put us at risk, or is it something you could do quickly?
I don't think we ever established, like, in terms of, like, time. I always figured it was, like, almost, like, instantaneous.
It's pretty instant because it's just a flash of visions.
Huh.
Yeah,
At least we
keep
might
watch over.
know what to look out for.
Talos getting flashbanged by the past.
Talos just getting flashed.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to close my shirt.
Alright.
On another
Yeah.
note, for Gunther, right now you can feel kind of Ponto almost gripping onto you a little bit more intensely than before, and he's also not moving. Not like you can barely feel him breathe.
I will
Yeah,
definitely
I'll roll
keep that in
that.
mind.
I'll roll that history check.
All right, go for it.
Oh yeah.
Yuck.
Uh,
Sorry.
I'll lucky that too. Ooh. That is an 11.
With an 11, as you peer into this thing's past, it is very brief. You can see this dragon in its full glory. You can see it towering. It is in a defensive stance, looking about the area around it. Its tail raised in defense, its wings spread, and its fangs bared. And as it's looking about, you see a flash of light and a gash of blood. It sprays out of this dragon like a fountain. And then there's another. Each flash followed by a horrid tearing sound. And a cry very similar to the one you heard distantly earlier. But that is all you see.
Sounds
It
like I
died
need some
very
new
quickly.
underwear.
What would you say, Alice?
It died very quickly and very badly.
That's not very reassuring. I guess we should keep moving.
Yeah.
Any hints on like what the enemy was throwing at them?
From the vision, it was very hard to tell. It's as though it was whatever was happening after a flash. You never got to see what the thing was.
Yeah. I failed to check, so that's kind of what I got.
Thanks for doing that.
Just question: how do we reach out to the guy who we're looking for again?
So you don't have the means of contacting him directly. You were just told that he would be at or around the outpost you're going to.
Right. Okay. Right. We should make haste. It's not safe being out here.
Right.
Agreed.
Right.
And you
As we're
all...
continuing
Oh, go
on,
ahead.
I'll oh, sorry. I was gonna say, as we're continuing on, I'll make sure to kind of like reach over and put a hand on Ponto, just kind of like try to soothe him as best I can.
How receptive is Ponto to that?
It's like petting a dog that's fixated on something. It's very clearly not paying attention to you, but you can still touch it. He's very rigid. From what you can feel, he is very rigid. He does not like it here.
Yes, you all press on, continuing to the northeast. And as you do, looking ahead, you can see that, interestingly, there's a crater in the ground. And in the center of that crater looks to be a star that is shattered.
Oh.
Do you think this is what Romulus was referring to?
Certainly looks like it.
I think so.
Should we maybe try to take care of the threat first, or at least kind of just make a note that it's here and then come back for it? I don't know if I feel
I
comfortable.
I don't know how confident I am that we'll be able to make our way back to this specific site if we leave it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I do have an idea though. 2 candles. Do you mind keeping that bag of holding open?
Right.
And yeah, she will pop that thing open and hold it very wide.
And Barney will use Mage Hand to go pick up the star fragment and put it in the bag of holding.
Will it fit? Should we get some butter out of the cornucopia?
So the way it's shattered, the core would definitely fit in there. He seemed to be interested specifically in the core of the fallen star, which you're able
Okay.
to pick up and fit in there. It's a tight fit, but it fits.
I would like to take a piece of the star.
Yeah. Picking it up, it is very, very cold. It feels
She does
like
a hot
picking
potato.
up a piece of ice.
Oh my.
Ah.
This is... I guess she'll wrap it in something, maybe one of her paint rags?
Here, sunshine. Nadine will hand you a bit of cloth.
Ah, thanks.
It looks cold.
It is very cold. Is it shiny? Would Crow like a piece, or?
It is very shiny, yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna get Crow a little piece too.
Crow
So
will
is-
inspect it and put it with his other shinies. With consent.
You know, candles.
Yes.
Having a chunk of something that keeps things perpetually cold might be a great addition to your apothecary.
That is very true.
She will carefully try to get a piece of that.
Yeah, you're able to do so.
Hell yeah.
And also, perhaps very
Wow.
interestingly, the star seemed to have landed in the very center of this crater, and the way the ground fans out from it kind of implies that the impact was massive. Despite the star not being too big itself. In terms of the star, it's perhaps the size of a small boulder. But the crater it created is a lot larger than the indentation it left.
Could it have been inside something?
If it had, whatever it may have been inside of seems to not be present.
Is there anything like drag marks or footprints or something like that that would look... Yeah, like something had moved away from the crater?
Interestingly enough, looking at the crater itself, this looks to have been untouched. Looks like, if anything living were around here, they gave the crater a wide berth.
Well, I
they're
think we should
researching-
leave.
Yeah, while they're researching the star, can I roll a perception check just for Ponto to scan out to see if he can hear anything that it does not include our party? Wing beats, like walking on the ground, footsteps that aren't ours.
Yeah,
Ponto is afraid of this area.
go ahead.
Oh, finally a good roll. That's going to be 24. Yeah, 24. If I can math right.
24, as you kind of listen out, listening for anything that's abnormal, that isn't in the immediate vicinity, that isn't from your group. You don't hear anything at first, but the more you strain your ears to listen, the more perhaps unnerving it gets. As you strain your ears, you start to hear distant, incoherent whispers.
Any defining traits of what they're saying, or is it just like hushed whispers?
Very hushed whispers. It's incomprehensible.
Do I have a general idea of where it's coming from?
It seems to be coming from everywhere, somehow.
Oh, this is somehow worse. Wow. And Ponto's mental state just got worse. In just the sentence. All right, cool.
The worst hangover ever.
I don't know what Ponto would do. Yeah, he's losing sanity points. He is a creature of the wild in a wide open space.
And closer this time, you all hear the cry from before.
We
Is
should.
that a deer?
I'm not going to hang around to find out. We should get to the outpost right now as quickly as possible.
Gunther can hear in his head, not natural, not natural, not natural.
Gunther will nod his head and just try to. I don't think Gunther can like communicate back to Ponto here, but he'll
You can
definitely
say your
at
words
least-
out loud.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I could speak for a second. Gunther will say, just remember, Ponto, we're here for you. We're here right now. No one's going to come get you here. I know that's probably not going to make you feel a whole lot better, but we're here.
You're talking to him, but you can feel that he has not moved, so you're not 100% sure if he's actually processed what you said.
It's okay.
I didn't like that. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Barney will lead the way again.
Yes, you all press on, continuing northeast beyond the crater. You can see that beyond the trees opens up into a slightly less forested space. Looking beyond the fog, the first contact you've come into with a building. And this seems to be the outpost. Looking ahead, you can see the wooden door to this place has been broken down and splintered, shattered on the ground. The doorway wide open. And perhaps also for the first time, you hear footsteps that aren't your own.
Mm.
Loud.
Where those footsteps will come.
And powerful.
From which direction?
Seem to be coming from behind the outpost on the other side of it.
Just getting the rifle ready.
Yeah, Barney has a shotgun and he's just gonna say, "Well, I guess you should look into here and just seek cover." Seems like the best course of action right now.
Agreed.
Right.
As you all start to head towards the outpost, make me some stealth checks.
Say less, brother.
Oh, hell yeah.
Say more, please, because Captain has bad stealth.
That is a
Okay,
26, so...
Not sure you're aware of your position.
Hi, I will help the party. I will cast Pass Without Trace because Ponto's horrified.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, because I have a total of 8.
I have a total of 18.
Yeah, the other guy is 6. So
you added 18. So you added 10 with Pass Without Trace, right?
Yeah, Pass Without Trace adds some plus 10.
Yeah. Wow, that's gonna make it 28 for Barney.
So
Okay.
18 for Palm.
36.
32.
18 for
16.
Talos.
Yeah. You all...
Well, at least we know Ponto and Candles aren't going to be found.
But aren't you on top of Gunther?
Shh, Ponto will not be found. I can teleport, remember?
Gunther
they
might be
mistake him
found.
for Gunther's hat.
Yeah, Ponto might not. But yes, you all inch forward towards the outpost. And peering inside, there are lights on in there. You can see that behind the door is a collapsed table that is also broken, and a vase that too is broken. Seems as though something broke through the door and barged in, knocking over the table and the vase. You can see muddy footprints that lead in very hurriedly. And aside from what you see initially, you see what looks to be a hatch that has been shut off to the right. Beyond that, you can see looks to be all kinds of storage in here, as well as a desk with several documents and things laid about. And from the far window, you make out a large shape move past it, the outside. In that direction, you all heard the cry.
Good, great.
Palm gestures with her hands towards the hatch, too afraid to say anything.
Barney nods and he goes to open it.
You go to open the hatch. You feel it buckle, as it seems to be locked from the inside.
Barney turns around and he kind of shakes his head in a way to imply that it's locked.
Shit.
Do you think someone's alive on the other side?
Barney.
I want to listen out for anyone on the other side of the door.
Make me a perception check.
Hell yeah.
Also,
15.
Gunther was going to use his divine sense to see if it was celestial.
23.
What's the distance on your divine sense?
I think it's 60 feet.
You detect 2 very potent celestial presences outside of the outpost.
Okay. Yeah, there's 2 of them out there.
This is not great.
And Ponto got a 19.
He got a 23.
23. Listening in, you hear it very faintly. Hushed breathing from the other side. Someone who is clearly trying their best to keep quiet.
Gunther's gonna get in his head, creature. Below, creature.
And just making sure that what I detected is not behind this door, right? Or is it
Right.
It's just outside the... I think I will tell the others. I at least know that what is behind here is not celestial. Or at least undead and everything else.
Well, that's good to know. Hey, Ponto, I have an idea. How about you mentally try to reach out to whoever's in there and tell them we mean them no harm?
Ponto will do just that. He's not gonna... There's gonna be no verbal acknowledgement. Ponto's just gonna do it.
You do so, and in kind of listening in, you hear a very stifled yelp, and you hear the lock of the hatch click, and one of the hatch doors very slowly opens up, and the light shining in from where you all are into the hatch below, you see the form of a lizardfolk gentleman.
What's the name of the guy we're looking for again?
Sinclair.
Barney will say, Sinclair, is it?
He nods slowly.
It's like, we're looking for you. Do you mind letting us in? There are 2 very big creatures outside.
He opens it as quietly as he can.
Barney gestures to everyone, like with his arm for everyone to like quietly hop in.
We slip in.
As soon as everyone is inside, he once again closes the hatch quietly behind you all and lock it. Then he'll lead you all downstairs into the basement. You can see that there are all kinds of manners of boxes down here, as well as windows at the close to the ceiling, windows that also see outside. You can see that whatever's out there is still out there. Very large, whatever it is. You see on one of them, looks to be plate mail, but it is hideously warped and splitting at the bottoms. Plate mail grieves. And on the ground, near where it stands, glints another of those white feathers. Sinclair kind of looks to all of you. As quietly as he can speak, he whispers, "Who are you?"
We're not from this world, but we've been sent by your friends Esther and Sanchez and Preston to come find you.
We We still haven't come up with a group name.
They sent someone to find me. Thank you. I don't know how we're going to get out of here.
We may have a means to do so. Have these things been like trapping you here?
He nods.
How long have they been staking out here? How long have you been here?
Days. I've lost track.
Well, so it's a good thing we came to find you.
Preston communicated to me through the ring, but I couldn't respond because I didn't want to be found.
That makes a lot of sense. It's probably a good thing you didn't, but they are very worried about you.
I've so much as spoken aloud to myself down here, and it's drawn their attention above.
Well, one of them seems to have been tracking us at the moment we've set foot in the mist, so... Right. We should come up with a plan how to leave here. The last thing I think we need is, trying to face whatever that is.
Are these things always on vigil, or is there they tend to leave after a while?
I've seen them leave after a little bit before, but when I went up to check, they hadn't gone far. One of them usually stays behind, while the other goes out to hunt.
They seem to be using pack tactics.
Think we can use some form of distraction?
What did you have in mind?
Well,
is there a back door?
I could make one.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. If there's another door, like a back door or something, Palm could make I don't know, like a painting version of you, have it run out that end, distract the other two to get them to that side of the house or the building while we exit out the way we came in.
Sounds like an excellent idea so far.
It could maybe work.
Does Sinclair have the normal amount of eyeballs and limbs?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
And he does
No
match the
offense,
description.
Eddie.
He does match the description you were given as well.
Okay.
Quick question, Sinclair. Do you know how long it takes for him to neutralize a target?
He wears a very grim expression on his face at that question. I've seen it happen instantly. One of them
The only thing I can.
is capable of casting magic. The other carries a horridly grotesque spear.
So if we do this, we're gonna have to do this really fast.
Or
If
maybe we should have multiple targets. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Pom.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just wondering if Pom has a portal painting of the newsroom or somewhere that they've been. Would that make another portal, or does that not work when you're already in the dimension that you've come through?
Make me an Arcana check.
Can I assist with that somehow?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'd say so. Kind of just aiding in any knowledge that you have essentially picked up along your way.
Well, I got an
maybe
18.
maybe Barney can also like help describe the room better, so you can give advantage
Oh,
to Palmer
I'm
as
just
well.
trying to find out if it'll even work
Right.
as a concept.
Kind
Okay.
of think about it, Palm. You get the sense that it wouldn't necessarily be possible if you're already on that plane.
Mm.
Your paintings serve as a gateway to different planes of existence, but it doesn't seem that it would allow you to go to somewhere else on the current plane you're on if you're already there.
Wait a minute. That's exactly what we could do. We could paint the interior of the castle we were at in our world. We could slip through there and then re-enter the other painting.
I'm not sure if we can. I'm not sure if you need to go out via the same one you came in from.
Yeah, you would know that much. The way you came in is the way you have to go out.
What if I could always just set up the portal potty and we could go in there for a breather.
Just dash outside into the portal potty and wait for them to leave.
I mean, it would be a comfortable way to spend the time and safe
Yeah.
because they wouldn't be able to get into the dimension that you're in. So
Is your bathroom big enough for all of us?
I don't know if it's got a capacity, like a max capacity.
While they're making these decisions, Ponto's gonna hop off of Gunter and start casting Ghost Sight as a ritual.
Okay.
And he's gonna stand near some sort of window.
What are you doing, Ponto?
He's gonna point his little finger at you and look out the window.
I can't see you though.
Squint.
Yeah, you begin to ritual cast Ghost Sight. I imagine you're doing this as the conversation's happening.
Yeah. While they're chatting away, Ponto's trying to see where anything is.
Yeah,
He feels safe within the building, but he feels like he's being watched.
as your ritual reaches its end and you cast Ghost Sight, looking outside, you see perhaps the most unnerving thing you've seen so far. You see the two figures out there, but also seeing to the border ethereal, you can see that there are so many more. They lay in a state of stillness, their bodies rolled back, very similar to the corpse that was impaled on the trees back near the skeletons you saw earlier. It's as though the fog has claimed these people, and they've disappeared altogether.
That's grotesque.
Ponto's gonna rub his eyes and get rid of the spell, and he's gonna look away. How do I eye bleach that out of my...
More moonshine.
Papa just walks up to someone, reaches in their bag, grabs the liquor bottle, pops open the cap, downs it real quick, and then falls to the floor.
Wait, really?
No.
You need to catch.
Okay.
You need to catch him so he doesn't make noise.
So, what's our plan?
Well, Sanchez Nessa did give us these as a failsafe, and he will show those. What are they, like pebbles?
They're kind
Again?
of these round stones with what
Yeah.
would be a sapphire at the center of them.
I don't know how many they can like take, but back to the city. But we have this.
If that will get us out of here, that might be our best bet. I don't know if chancing it with those things would be wise.
I mean, if push comes to shove, we can like defend ourselves, but let's not consider that like an immediate option.
Is there some kind of check we can do to see how many people it can take?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
I'll make one as well. Arcana's pretty high.
Mine's crappy. That's a total of 15.
Ooh, I got a 18 plus 7, so that would be, I can do maths, 25.
As you kind of hover your hand over the orb, you take notice as you're kind of investigating it. There is the faint outline of a sigil on the ground around you. And you can see that the sigil has 6 notches on it. Looks like it could ferry 6 people.
6 people. We're currently 7.
I have an idea.
Sure, what's your plan?
Well, if it ferries 6 people, we just need to have, well, one person, basically be carried by another. What I mean is, I'm hoping that it's instantaneous and that, someone can hold their breath for a very long time. Because one of us does have a bag of holding.
That is true.
And one of us is quite small.
Ponto
Turn
is
slowly.
going to acknowledge the things that y'all are saying. He's simply going to turn away from the window, walk towards the bag of holding, and climb into it.
No. I'm not going to let him do that. There are other things in here, remember?
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the ooze.
What if one person is
I
not
was
a person,
so hyped
but an
about this.
animal?
Damn it, Candles. Why do you have to have a memory? I was trying to find a way for Ponto to get to that fucking jar this whole time, and then it just fell into my lap. And then you said no. Dang.
I was gonna suggest I can hold my breath for like 3 minutes, so I can probably.
Yeah, but we can't get your big ass in the bag.
What do you mean?
There would need to be multiple of us.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Get bigger?
This is 8 of us.
Yeah, there's. And
there's
9
Nadine.
of us. Yeah, there's 9 of us actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 3 of us have to curl up in there.
Or maybe could we maybe do 2 groups?
I mean, that would solve the problem, yeah.
Ponto wants to do some stuff while we're still out here.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
You've seen those things outside, haven't you?
Oh, I've seen much more than those things.
What are you planning on doing?
Well, the point remains.
But anyways,
Well, if you want to stick around and find out, then you can. But I'll go on the second trip. And then he's going to turn, and he's going to walk back towards the window, and he's going to sit down in front of it. And he's very clearly ritually casting something else now.
Okay.
I think
What
this place
if
is
one
getting
of
to
us?
his head.
What if one of us isn't a person but an animal for a duration? Does anyone have wild shape or something like that?
Anyone who's not Ponto.
Only one person.
Bummer.
I love how all of our options are, we can put the Ponto in the bag, and Kendall's just like, no. And then our options are, we got nothing. I'm so close to victory.
Well, we do have 2 stones.
We do? Why didn't you say so way earlier?
So you have the one teleportation stone, but you also have the wish stone that Romulus gave you.
Right.
He
Okay.
gave us wish stone. Okay.
You think we should use
What do
the
you
wish
think?
stone?
What do you think, Yorick?
I don't know. I was thinking if we can only ferry 6 people, maybe we could use the wish stone to let it carry more.
Oh. You mean, increase the capacity of the stone.
Right.
That's a very solid idea.
Good idea.
Alright. I vote we do that.
I guess one question I do have, just in case, do we know if wish stones have bad effects to it? I'm going off a wish based off of stories about genies and everything, so sorry if I'm being a little bit cautious here.
And Sinclair, you see his eyes widen at the mention of a wish stone. Right, you have a wish stone?
We do, yeah.
Those are exceedingly rare.
What if we wished for something a little more broadly beneficial? What if we wished the mist situation to be resolved? Is that a thing we could wish for?
I suspect they would have done that already if it was possible.
Oh, true.
The fates work in a strange way. A lot of wishes that would directly affect another living being are not possible.
So no wishing for huge bazongas, I guess.
No wishing for huge bazongas on someone else.
Yeah.
Looks directly at Nadine.
Would be possible, but
What about
huge bazongas on Crow?
Huge bazongas. It's like the 2 wing situation, but it's 2 boobs. 2 sets.
it would be possible.
You have achieved ultimate memory.
I'm sorry, Gamma. You have this really serious situation, and I just ruined my bazongas. Well, theoretical bazongas.
It would be possible, but the person in question would have to agree to it.
That makes sense.
Well, I guess getting back to the situation at hand, are we confident that wish can increase capacity without like having any side effects or anything?
Well, maybe I can do so. Maybe I could try to sense the kind of magic, and see if it will even, if there would be any side effects if we did that. And I think Barney will probably make another Arcana check.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 19 total.
With a 19 total, it wishes back in Aurelia are, from what you've been able to piece together so far, a bit different than wishes in Volscaria. You've heard stories back in Aurelia of wishes having absolutely catastrophic effects that were perhaps unforeseen consequences. But here, the wishes being directly in the hands of the fates, the supposed god-like figures of Volscaria, it seems that your wish of expanding the capacity of this orb doesn't necessarily seem to be outside of the realm of possibility, or it doesn't seem like something that would backfire, just be at the cost of a perhaps very precious resource.
You will relay that to the party.
If you all have any ideas, I'm open to hearing them.
Well, again, if we have like maybe 3 people who are able to get in the bag, hold their breath, the rest can teleport out with them in the bag.
I just don't know how.
I think that I could definitely hold my breath long enough, I think.
What are you concerned about, Yorick?
Oh yeah, I just kind of worry if that's the safest. I guess it couldn't hurt to try, but I don't know.
It would depend on how long the teleportation takes. If it's instantaneously, we should be fine as long as we're let out immediately. But I think
Longer than you think, Dad.
Well, I'll tell Yorick. This is one of the tough things about these type of situations, Sean. Sometimes you have to take risks. We've done it quite a bit here. I think as long as we're doing our best to calculate our situation here. We can't be sure about everything, but I think just based off of how much work we put in right now, I think we can at least be confident in that.
I suppose so.
Right.
I can hold my breath for a good time, so I could go in there.
Would my previous Arcana check tell me if that if that teleportation stone is an instantaneous teleportation?
From what you can tell, it is instantaneous. But one thing you know about teleportation magic is it tends to kind of, at least momentarily, warp a lot of the space around it. So whether that could have some unforeseen effects on the air itself or anything similar is something perhaps a concern in the back of your mind.
Do you want a real answer as to the effects of what happens when you do that?
Well, if it means not metagaming.
No, it's not metagaming. I don't think.
This is Ponto speaking or Ko speaking?
This is Wade speaking. The air explodes. The space where something had warped away, if it affects everything around it, like how Drawful said it does, it explodes. All of the air kind of collapses in on itself in a vacuum and creates such a huge amount of pressure in such a quick period of time that it just fucking explodes.
Oh.
But we'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Anything left over, though, that's gonna get incinerated.
You mean this empty building?
Well, if we do it in groups, the people left behind.
Right.
But has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say it's been 10
DM.
minutes.
Awesome. So now my little plan gets to go into action. Ponto was casting Breaching Apparition.
Oh, interesting.
So, and the only people that can see it are people that can see into the ethereal plane, but it can attack things. And Ponto is going to send it after the ones that he saw.
Very interesting. Let me look at the spell.
Because Ponto now has visual confirmation of the thing that's been hunting them, and it's now time to play the Uno Reverse card.
Okay, let's see.
In Ponto's eyes, this is a hunt. The hunted becomes the hunter kind of situation.
So question. With the breaching apparition, who are you granting that, are you granting the effect to?
I believe Ponto.
Okay. So, yeah, after you kind of concentrate on this ritual, you are able to strike through the border ethereal. So how are you going about it?
He's going to kind of like launch out kind of this lash of, I would say probably a dragon spirit. Probably something similar to what everyone saw Ponto looking like when he first joined the party. That little posty noodly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna go have it wrap itself around the one with the spear and start biting it.
Okay. Make me a spell attack roll.
Yeah. Hiya. Oh, that's money. 24.
24 hits. Breaking the near silence of you all planning, you hear something cry out from above.
How's that?
Is it? I think something's angered it.
Okay. Well, so what's the plan here? Are we using the wish stone to increase capacity? Are we not doing that, or are we just trying to still figure
I
out?
feel like that is the safest route. I feel like the smaller the wish, probably the less can go wrong.
Yeah, but we need a precious resource.
Oh,
Look, Barney makes eye contact with Crow and looking at the letter opener.
nah.
Is that a precious resource?
Or it's precious to someone. It's very precious to someone.
That's a good point. Is it precious?
Oh, well,
And
so let me rephrase what I said. Essentially, what I mean is the wish stone itself is the precious resource.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess Barney doesn't do any of that then.
You keep it this time, Crow.
For now.
So it self-destructs?
It's more so it's expended. So it's more a question of, is this what you want to use the wish stone on?
I think
Well,
Barney
I don't like
Barney
our
will.
chances with the creatures. Really, I don't.
I mean, if you know, based on any stories and experience, based on any stories that I heard, like wishes back in Aurelia, it's, you know, not the great and not the best item to like carry around. Not to mention the wishes do have like some sort of disastrous cost, so I think this is a good of a use as any.
That's my vote.
So let's go and do it then. Better to want to make the plunge now than to keep debating.
Right.
Right now, Ponto's over here playing Clash of the Titans.
Ponto, as
I'll
your
make sure
dragon
to-
spirit is biting onto this thing, you can sense your dragon spirit being held in front of it. Like it has grabbed it and pried it off. And it's holding it clutched in its hands. And you hear a horrendous kind of slurping noise. And from what you can see where you are looking up through the window, you see the spirit being held out in front of it, and you can see more clearly what this thing looks like. This towering creature clad in warped plate mail holding a spear, and where its helmet is, peering through the visor, kind of squelching through it, are these wriggling tendrils. Hundreds of eyes adorning them that wrap around this spirit and begin to strangle it.
Damn, they could physically touch these. Fuck.
Yeah,
They could
Barney,
touch the border of Ethereal. Uh-oh.
Barney will like say, all right. I think this is our best shot.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
Rifling through spells. How can I buff my little dude?
grab Ponto at the very least, but while you guys are getting everything set up.
and Barney will hold the wish stone in one hand and the portal and the teleport stone in the other, and he'll make a wish so that we have enough enough slots for everyone to be teleported back to the city.
As you wish upon this stone, you see it begin to glimmer, going from the kind of opaque indigo color it was to a shining purple. And it shoots upwards from your hand, and as though it would crash through the ceiling above you, it seems to just phase through, and in a beam of light only visible to you, it ascends into the sky. And now holding that other stone in your hand, you see the notches on that sigil expand. Seems your wish was received.
All right, I think it worked.
I'm just going to do this.
Right, let's everyone gather around into the sigil.
I got Ponto.
Before we go through, I think Ponto wants to do one last thing. As soon as I actually find the right spell and I'm not reading the wrong one. What am I doing? Where did it just go? I just read it with my two eyes and my words and where S's. There it is. Would it be possible for me to try to steal the creature's sight?
Are you casting Steel Sight
With
on
the spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because the last thing Ponto wants to do is see what all it can see, so he knows how to beat it later.
Let's see.
Because Ponto now wants the smoke. Ponto's now seen the creatures and can do something about the creatures.
Con save.
Is it within his realm of possibility? Probably not, but does he know that? No.
So, you attempt to cast a spell on it. And while the spell doesn't seem to work, you are shown a glimpse. You're shown a flash of this thing's sight for but a moment while it struggles with your spell. You can see that it sees those husks hidden in the fog all around it, very clear. You can hear what it hears as well. You can hear the cries of agony of those in that state. You can see the outline of the party as well. It can see you. It can see all of you. And you feel that intense hunger. All of this happens in but a moment as the spell fades out and that moment fleets away.
I want to go.
Yeah, we were getting ready to go.
I mean, that's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now.
What did you do?
Now.
All right.
Please, now, we need to go.
Well, just let me concentrate. And yeah, Barney, I guess, will activate the teleportation stone.
And as you activated, that sigil goes from being the kind of... It goes from the faint kind of glow it was giving to being far more visible. And with a glimmer and a rise of light on the outline of the sigil, you all are transported back to the office in Holmador, where awaiting you are Esther, Preston, and Sanchez. I think we made it.
I think we did.
I think we did too.
Barney looks around the room.
Yeah. Looking around the room, it is the same room that you appeared in when you first stepped through the painting. And the door opens, and very familiarly, Esther is at the door, looking in. You all made it.
Yeah. We're back. And look who we brought with us.
Sinclair, who's been very on edge, gives a faint smile. Esther goes over and pulls him into a hug. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you all for bringing him back.
Of course. Sorry we had to, sorry you're not going to get your money back. We had to use the stone.
Preston looks in. Don't mention it. We're just glad you all made it back.
Hey, what are those things out there in the fog?
The Ascended, they are far beyond some of our comprehension even.
Well, what do they do?
They eat, they feast. They're hungry for something.
Yeah. Real hungry.
Sanchez
But-
also peers into the room. Do you all have any trouble? I take it that wasn't easy.
Well, walking back was certainly not an option.
I don't think so. Panto's been thinking. Well,
You
Panto's
have?
been doing things. Panto was fighting them.
You were.
Mm-hmm.
How were you fighting? You were in the same room with us.
Oh, Panto's got freaks. But Panto could see and feel what they were feeling. And they're hungry, very hungry. But they could see us. They knew we were there the whole time.
So, I'm glad we didn't know it then.
Wait, you mean they knew where we were?
Mm-hmm. I could see us right through the walls.
Why were they just waiting then?
That's my question.
You think they were?
If they're so hungry, which they are, I could feel it. They didn't really do anything about it. So whatever they needed to eat was inside somewhere else.
Did the structure have some kind of magical protection?
No, that outpost was just a building. You think they were planning? Oh no, you said that they lose their minds and, they kind of think on hunger. Something about that rubs me the wrong way.
I'll turn to York and just say, you think that maybe they still had a part of their original person in them?
Maybe. But not in a way of humanity, more in a way of calculated hunting. Like they were thinking about something, they were planning.
Well, I couldn't really hear their thoughts. All I could hear was screams.
Well,
Unnerving.
whatever they were planning, I certainly think they didn't expect us to teleport out of there. Or at least that's what I want to think. It's what I think it. What I'm gonna tell myself that.
Ponto's gonna climb up onto Gunther's head again. Well, I've felt that kind of hunger before, and it kind of makes you go a little crazy. So I don't think they're really thinking about much. I think they're running on instinct.
I wonder why their instinct told them to just wait and watch. Do you think that they knew something we didn't?
Or perhaps we were just
maybe.
Perhaps we were just not what they were looking for.
I think what you discovered might be some very valuable information for some of the scholars. And if you don't mind, I'd like to inform them so they can maybe look more into it.
Of course, that's what's most important.
We haven't been able to safely leave the walls for years. A lot of people have folks in other places in Foscaria that they haven't been able to keep in contact with. Not even really able to send mail beyond the city walls, as, well, it gets intercepted. I'm sure you've seen the corpses out there. A lot of those were daring couriers who dared to venture out there.
Well, if they're so daring, does that mean they try to attack?
But I understand they just try and run. I don't think that's been successful.
Well, they didn't really do anything until I attacked them. Even then, they only attacked Pontus a little bit everybody. The thing that I was attacking them with.
What are you attacking now?
Don't worry about it.
You're saying
That's what we
that.
should worry about.
Yeah, you're saying that. Doesn't sit daisies.
Fine. My man has like a couple of experience in service tour, and sometimes I get to use them when she's feeling nice.
You're a little fella.
But they seem to only be provoked when you attack them. Because otherwise they would mess the whole time you're walking around. And I know I'm pretty delicious.
I feel like surely they had some reason for acting the way they did. So I've heard plenty of stories of the Ascended attacking other things unprovoked.
Well, what are those things?
They were people. But when they ascend, they become these divine monsters.
Well, what for the most part we've seen were a lot of corpses of wildlife. I mean, we've seen humanoid corpses as well, but if I'm to go by the logic of what Ponto is saying, that they're acting on pure instinct, them attacking whoever goes up to the fog, be it couriers or whoever, might be, it's just going off of my understanding of nature and wildlife myself, living as someone who grew up very close to a forest, is things that when they mainly attack or unprovoked, would probably mean like them defending their territory or their young, or possibly just hunting for food.
But they're not hunting for food, they're starving. And they didn't attack us. I'd be attacking us on the first chance I got.
Seems there's a lot.
If I was that hungry, I would have stuffed crow in my mouth in the first couple of minutes.
Seems we have a lot to learn about him then.
Also, really tough. When it beat the spirit, it kind of just choked it out. I didn't even know you do that.
So it could physically attack a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That is quite unusual.
Well, you did say they were ascended, so maybe that's the ascended thing.
There was the dragon.
Maybe they just have so much going. Oh, that might be it. Maybe they have so much going on in their head right now that they can't really function.
Maybe. I think looking into the minds of these things might be the best means of figuring out the specifics. Figuring out how
Oh,
they
I wouldn't
tick.
look too hard. It's real crazy up in their noggins.
And we also found a dead dragon.
Heh, yeah. What a loser.
You found
Oh, that's a
a dead dragon?
yeah, it's a very nice Ponto.
Well, he's dead, we're not.
My point stands.
That is perhaps even more alarming that they killed a dragon.
Yeah, they seem pretty powerful. They're able to do that.
More so, it sounded like they pieced him up pretty quickly. Or pieced them up pretty quickly, like almost instantaneously.
Question for you. What are the dragons like in Aurelia?
They're pretty powerful. I mean, personal and powerful, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess kind of they kind of look a bit more like Gunther, but much larger, and obviously winged.
Dragons are some of the most powerful entities that walk the land and fly the skies.
Proper respect.
They're the same in our. Oh, sorry.
They are progenitors to Grenlock, the fate of truth and order. Dragons have the power to change the laws of magic.
Interesting you say that. Dragons in our world also come from one being as well, but I think it's just one being. It's not really in this out of character. I'm like literally just scrolling through notes right now, but
No, you're good.
But yeah, I'll just leave it at they came from one being, and they're pretty similar. They're very powerful, but they also can range from being very good to very evil and in between.
Dragons here are not necessarily worshipped, but heavily revered, as they're able to alter the very fabric of the weave. Everyone with magical aptitude is able to draw upon the weave, but to alter its laws, its very makeup, is not attainable by mortal kind. But it alarms me greatly if something like that could be felled by these Ascended.
Yeah, which is a good thing. We didn't come into conflict with them.
Ooh.
I don't think we would have
An
lost.
idea.
I don't think we would have lost long. What is your idea?
Ponto is going to. Are we inside of a building right now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Ponto's gonna walk outside. Or at least attempt to go outside.
What are
he's not
you
gonna explain
doing?
himself.
You
Wait,
gonna
were
see
you-
Ponto squeeze by everyone and go outside?
I can roll a perception check to see if he does.
He's not really hiding. He's just straight up walking. I'm just asking if anyone's gonna stop him before he goes outside.
Wait, where are you going?
Oh, I'm just gonna check out the area.
Well,
I'm
we've
going
been
to get him.
We've been doing that.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
but
going
we
to
haven't been
Ponto.
able to see.
What do you mean?
Or you can come with me, Gunther. I'll show you.
I'll go and say I'll keep watch over him. You all keep doing your own thing here. I think
Alright.
he also might need to burn off a little bit of energy here. But yeah, I'll follow Ponto.
Two of you step outside.
And also, if you need to keep talking to Esther and everyone else, feel free to. Like, you can.
We can do our thing later.
Well, that all aside, we have a lot of research to look into as far as the Ascended. I think that's more pertinent now than ever, especially given what you all saw out there. Not many people make it back to tell the tale, to relay what was seen.
I'm glad we can help out in that way as well. There would be, more understanding about what's going on out there.
Sinclair looks to all of you, and I don't think I would have made it out of there if not for you all, so thank you. More than I could ever express. For what it's worth, Esther, I was able to get what we were after. You see, Sinclair pulls out a folder and several documents hanging out of it. You found it? Yes, we might be able to start seeing things turn for the better. I went out there to recover some files that were long buried in the basement of our outpost, and there were secrets left behind from one of the previous eras. Long buried secrets. A lot goes on in the city. It's a big place. And there's a lot more going on beneath the surface than we know. We've all started to notice gangs forming and organizations making movements. We wanted to be able to be prepared, as if we can't be safe here in the city, well, there's really no life for us outside of the walls, as I'm sure you know.
Right. And what does the governor have to say about all this?
Romulus is an interesting one. He hasn't been in power for too long, honestly, so it's hard to say, but from what we've seen so far, he's making good changes, and I don't think he's necessarily affiliated with the underbelly.
All right. Well, I believe we do have to pay him a visit before we return to Aurelio, yeah?
Right.
When you all get back, we'll have a couple of things ready for you as thanks for doing this.
All right. And I suppose we'll meet again soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Meanwhile, what is Ponto and Gunther up to?
I will allow Ponto to take the lead here.
Ponto is going to wait for Gunther. He's going to be out in in an open area. And when Gunther gets to him, he's going to quickly run around behind him and then go in between his legs. And then is going to turn into a dragon and lift Gunther up onto his shoulders. Uno reverse, mother.
Okay.
Hit him with the meanest Uno reverse. And you're gonna hear in your head, guess who's carrying who now?
Oh, thank you, I suppose. Oh, is this the only thing you wanted to do here, little guy?
Oh, no. And he's gonna launch himself into the air. And try to go as high as we can to see what's beyond the fog.
Yeah, so flying into the air, kind of surveying what's up above, looking out beyond the fog, you can see the structures that rise above it. You can see the distant cities, towns, and of course, looking off in the distance, while you can't see all the way out, you can certainly see the spires of Svardir and Erkos, these massive towers that rise up into the clouds.
How far does the mist reach?
The mist itself seems to mostly be central, as though it goes around certain places. It seems to mostly be situated around the areas where there's mountains or forests. But you can see that there are a couple of places that are yet untouched by the mist. Especially, at least in the cities, you can see. You can see in the nearby cities, the mists don't seem to be seeped into those, at least.
As Ponto is surveilling, he's going to talk to Gunther in his head. Well, they only seem to be in the wilder areas.
Yeah.
If I were a being that could do some cool stuff like that, I wouldn't just be in the forest. Everywhere would be my home. 'Cause who is gonna stop me?
True. But you also forget that there are powerful people in this city as well. I mean, Romulus had a wish stone. I know that doesn't solve all the problems or anything, but someone who has that probably has some sort of power behind them.
Oh yeah, and you would think he would have used it by now to clear out the fog now, Maybe so many people wouldn't have died if he would have used it,
I mean, you do have a point, so I mean, I think at the very least, you kind of prove that it's somewhat of a stalemate. People outside the mist probably can't do too much alone, and the creatures inside that mist are probably in a big fish in a small pond type of thing, where they can destroy whatever's in that mist, but coming out here and attacking others probably would put them at greater harm. Or it could be similar to what York said. There's a rationale to it.
I have a weird feeling that those things are trying to get to something. And the damage they're doing is just kind of accidental.
Do you think it's accidental, or do you think it's part of the plan?
Oh, I don't think these things have any sort of plan. But
Well.
they seem to be looking for something very specific.
Which is why they didn't attack us.
Yeah. We're all food. It ate a spirit. But it didn't attack us. It didn't do anything until I attacked it.
I mean, to be fair, that also kind of lines up with the dragon as well.
So maybe... Oh, no, I know dragons will. I know very much that it was terrified the entire time it was in the mist, and then freaked out when the first thing approached it.
True. So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that there's something in the mist around that area that is unleashing itself, and that those dudes, things, it's whatever, are like when like when you get sick and you recover from it.
Mm-hmm. You mean like they're kind of cleaning up after it, or
They're like the cleanup crew. They're not supposed to be here.
you're not trying to suggest that these folks are also not from around here either, right?
Mm-hmm. Not that they're a fish in a small pond, but that their pond is in the wrong place.
Do you think the mist itself is just, well, that would also line up with the whole tapestry being torn apart as well? I mean, if the tapestry, I don't know how, they mentioned that once it got torn apart, this all started happening. So, I mean, is it possible that it also introduced other planes, I guess?
Maybe the tapestry was like a hive. When it was destroyed, the hive was released.
Well, in any case, maybe we can report this back to the others so we can maybe figure out what to do next, whether we want to continue on with this or if we need to go and get back home.
Oh, right. We don't actually live here.
But
I was having too much fun, but I guess I gotta land now.
I mean, we might get the player home reward with this side quest.
Yes, you both land. And I'd say about this time, the party emerges, having finished their conversation inside as well. So, to the palace then?
Yeah. We have to upend our end of the bargain, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. As you all head to the palace, I think that is where we'll call today's session.
Cool, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Good job. You survived the horrors.
I am curious if you thought we were going to fight it or
I did think you would
kinda...
fight it, but I was also very open to the idea of you not fighting it. So it was kind of whatever you ended up doing.
He was very open to us not having to roll an entirely new party.
how close is Ponto? On the whole, they're not supposed to be here, and they're not here on purpose.
Not super far off, honestly.
Yeah.
But yes, chat, thank you for joining us. Hope you all enjoyed. And we will be back on the 15th, if that works for everyone.
I think the 15th
Yeah.
should be good, but yeah, we'll let people know if we can't make it.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll have my new schedule by then.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Take it easy, chat. Have a good rest of your Saturday.
Thanks.
Later.
Later.
Bye.
Hello.